What's up, chat? Welcome to stream. We're back. I know it's been a week since I've been gone, but I was spending it with family. It was good to see them. Yeah, how are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well today. We're back with more Ace Attorney. We're gonna see how much further we get into this case. Hopefully we're about to wrap this case up. I mean, it'd be the end of Ace Attorney 1, which would be sad. But, I mean, we've been pretty on it so far. I don't know how much time there's left in that case. We're on day 3, which is usually the last day for a trial. But, you know, it's Ace Attorney. Anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. So, I guess we'll see what happens. But let's sort of just start diving right in. Kill the audio and pop the audio there. There we go. Now look at that. Beautiful. All right. Let's dive right back into it. Now, do I remember the details of this case? Not exactly. Also, I'm still rocking the Edgeworth fit because, you know, you gotta give Phoenix's outfit a little bit of a moment to rest. You gotta let Edgeworth shine. February 24th, 1941. What am I yapping about? 941. Just defendant loving over 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I don't know. I think the prosecution is just as confused as we are. This guy has issues. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. Oh, it's me, Lana, and a different oh god, I gave her kind of just Mia's voice, or yeah, Mia Fey's voice, but different. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope I didn't hold you too long for questioning. We'll be just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It says Mr. Wright suspects the police are clueless. Big surprise. The police don't know what's going on? A fucking big surprise for Ace Attorney games. Jeez. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? Well, we agree if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But, Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark as they are. Skye? We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? Well, we have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Okay. That doesn't help me. On the bright side, we know you're not getting capital punishment. That's a W. Let's count that. I'll take that as a win. If we do fuck up and you're going to jail forever, you're at least not gonna die in prison. Well, you might die in prison, but not in like a we're gonna kill you type of way. Hopefully not.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. Yeah, and that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Thanks, Emma. Real vote of confidence for me over here.
Very well, let's the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred in the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
I'm guessing it's gonna be Marshall? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, Meekins, that's right. I forgot. We have to help Meekins out. Hi, Officer Meekins.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir.
What? You're a police officer. What are you doing? We're cooked. We're so cooked, dude. This guy's an idiot.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it.
Shut up.
I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You gotta believe me, sir.
Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is...
Sir, I want you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir.
Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am a part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. I don't know if that's enthusiasm as much as it is fear.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
Man.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you?
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. It's kill or be killed. That's the other Meekins family motto. Fucking kill them, my mom always told me.
I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. All he fucking said is that he did it, and that's it. Well, it's not my normal duty. This is the first thing, obviously. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
You must be really bad at that. Yikes, now there's a scary thought.
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
The fucking statue?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
It wasn't guarding the evidence room? So are you telling me that statue is more important than the fucking evidence that in the evidence lockers? Don't like that.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. Then I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
No, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
I found a suspicious man. I saw a guy acting sus. He was venting, I swear.
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here on my neck.
So then your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is! I found it! This is the one right here!
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir, it's 4989596. That's my number, sir.
Huh, I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Now, please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. This is the first time. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. The second time is when I went to go get him after everything was settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time then.
Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Okay. Let me look at that evidence again. I need to check. Let me see. Bruce Goodman got there at 5:14. Okay. Interesting. Who the hell is 7777777? Oh, you know what? I think I know who that is, actually. My brain made a thought. Because maybe 777777, however many sevens, is whoever started this. Which, by that I mean fucking Gant. Yes, you were attacked. So you were attacked. Could you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir! A knife!
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
Well, you aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's what I reacted, sir. I swung my arm like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Well, maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed this man by his collar.
You fought for your life, but you said you swung your arms like an octopus, which doesn't sound like fighting for your life. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. Have you ever watched Kung Fu Panda? I gave this guy the whooshy finger. I said, what happens when I flick my pinky? Skadoosh! The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife.
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver.
Not that knife. This one. Do we have this check for prints? Are we able to check this for prints? I was hoping I could check this for prints.
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
See. You must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, and then the next thing I knew,
Yeah?
Yes?
he punched me right in my face, sir.
About what time did you regain consciousness? Also, it doesn't sound like that would have killed him, but sure.
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
So it was 15 minutes?
Hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying, tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. Yeah, I was worried about that.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Well, he's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell.
Who?
Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage of a security camera in the evidence room.
Hey, are we gonna get evidence lot again?
What? What if I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and I was told it had been mistakenly erased? That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. The only thing I'm really good at.
Oh, looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Surprise evidence. Oh. What's the fucking point of evidence laws if they don't do anything about shit like this? What the hell?
Well, then let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Like, you know, it's actually like a real, you know, thing going on. Ah! I don't like it. Please don't tell me the video is just Blue Badger. Oh, there we go. 3D model. Okay. Also, where is this camera? Face blocked, face blocked. We did not get a single shot of his face. Oh, there's Meekins. And there's still Meekins. Oh, cut. Oh my god, brawl. Okay. Okay. Well, we didn't get to see anything. God damn it, this camera sucks. Why would you install a moving camera into a room like this? Meekins is down. Nobody's there. Interesting. That doesn't seem helpful at all.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
I'm surprised this isn't going smoothly. Wow, that might be the most useless video I've ever seen. What the fuck was that video? That was fucking nothing. That was a nothing burger of a video. It didn't show anything, didn't tell us anything. God damn it.
Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room when the activity took place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, then the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir.
Cool. Oh, it's new testimony too. Interesting.
His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. And when he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do, the locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
Unless they left it unlocked.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Only assigned Detective's prints. An extremely thin rubber glove. I'm just like looking at shit. SL911. Yikes, what a bad number combo. Ooh. I guess this is another piece of evidence from another case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words it sounds like? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? Something tells me this glove has a lot to do with the case.
Well, each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. How are you lying to me and why?
His face can't be clearly seen in the video.
Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife?
Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter.
The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir, but I did get a very clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who talks directly at people when talking to them, you see.
So you have no... We don't have video evidence of his face. You don't know his face, but you're so sure it's Detective Goodman? Are we so sure? Fucking whatever, bro. You're lying to me. You've gotta be joking. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it.
Well, you're gonna lose your badge real quick, buddy.
But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker.
Actually, but you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, maybe it was labeled people as having seen or not seen it.
Yes, that's exactly the point. It's not a label, it's just a truth. It's a true fact that you didn't see his face.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Oh, why is everyone looking at me?
Because you're the star witness in our trial right now.
Why label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekins.
Eek!
Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him.
I mean, he opened the locker.
Okay. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir, I tried. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past.
Why?
They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I don't know what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Unless he copied the fingerprints.
Exactly my point, sir, and this is too.
Uh-huh. Why is it that? How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir.
People in the know? Like, are you talking to Gumshoe, or...
The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed.
Oh, okay. Well...
They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. I get no game, sir. Absolutely none. Zero. I hit the gym every day working on my glutes, my abs, and my chest. No girls, no nothing.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
His reliable source is Gumshoe, and I know it.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
Hold on. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do, after all, you're the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir.
Because it's how we can tell who he is.
I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. It was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. Why don't take it testify to this, sir?
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
Yes, let's listen to the guy who got knocked into a 15-minute coma. Isn't there like a rule? Or not a rule. It's like if you're knocked out for longer than 15 minutes, it's really bad, like permanent brain damage or something like that.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Okay. What do you think? Is there a problem with the security video? Uh-huh. Ah, there it is. It's unlocked. There's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out, wouldn't he? You'd like that, Edgeworth, wouldn't you? Oh. You naughty lad. This is just foreplay to them. Twitch, is that TOS? I hope it's not TOS to say that. Please don't kill me with hammers, Twitch.
Very well, proposal accepted. Congratulations, you two are married. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. Let me get a good look at it. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video? Well, this is the first time I ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. I'll set up a fast forward, rewind, or it's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Have you seen the anime of this game? I have seen the anime. Or I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen most of it. It's very good. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. All right, guys, we need to play it at least 10 times. How does this guy ever become a police officer? I don't know. We're about to make him hand in his badge, though.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction?
I'm glad that sound doesn't... Right there. Right here. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this.
Hold on a second. I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it.
Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine?
Don't look at me with those bleary eyes. Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again.
Oh, god damn it. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. I know. I know what it is, but I must have pointed the thing wrong. It's right here. Like, this is open. He walks by. Hello, There we go. Wait, no, it wasn't. Aw, damn it. I fucking misclicked. Play the video again. Hold up. I had it, but I fucking... Yes. That's pause. I was trying to pause it. I'm guessing it's... Yeah. So we go here, go here. Pause. Rewind it just a little bit. Frame by frame. Is that gonna work? The thing that's strange about this video has gotta be this! Officer Meekins! Sir, do you mean me, sir? Yeah, you're the problem. Get out of here. Fucker. As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match... That's right, it makes a really loud noise. The light turns on. And the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. Can we stop playing the Blue Badger theme? I hate this song. I do not care for this song. This is the one piece of Phoenix Wright music I'm not a fan of. And if so, something is seriously wrong with this picture. That shit's already open, motherfucker. Also, the glove falling out at the later part of this video feels like that's gonna be randomly important. We don't know why it's gonna be important, but somehow they're gonna be like, because he's a detective, he wouldn't let his evidence fall so easily. Why would he do that so haphazardly? He must be suspicious. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. That's not rewinding. Oh, that's rewinding. The light's already on. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit?
Uh-huh. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! Alright, man, no need to fucking try and hang yourself. Chill. Chill, bro. Chill, we're live. Come on, man.
Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. This motherfucker forgot to lock the door.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
That's why the glove fell, because it was okay. Now, like it's starting to all load in my head.
Oh well, it just goes to show officers should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor. Yeah, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. There we go. Wow, that was a fast conclusion. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Oh well, let's inspect the video once more. Mr. Wright, you better solve this shit. I'm getting real tired of going to this stupid video and listening to this stupid song with a blue fucking badger.
Pause. Look at that. Your Honor, please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. If you'll look at this video for like the 5th time. Mysterious man walks slowly across the camera. Blue badger waves. Glove.
Oh, whoa, what's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
You don't have to say something white. How do you know it's something white? The fucking camera's in grayscale. What do you mean something white? Motherfucker, you can't see it.
But, sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll crazy assistance out of my car door, sir.
We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. But if something was, say, inserted between the sensor and the door...
Inserted?
Yeah. What if somebody put a glove in between the lock and the door? It's not that hard to think of. In fact, it's pretty simple. He just kind of put the glove in there. It's not... This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Why are we referring to it as a white thing? It's clearly a glove. Like, it's got the hands and everything. Come on, guys. I have the glove. I literally have it here. What is this, the fucking OJ trials? Are we forgetting about the glove? Goddamn fucking... Come on, man. The glove's important. It's important, I swear.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing on me.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Yes, the glove. The glove that it specifically says it's extremely thin. Please, listen to me here. The glove is important. I swear to God.
This is another trial in which a glove is a very important piece of evidence for a very specific reason.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, like the fucking rubber glove. This is like a golden piece of evidence. And it's also related to the SL9 incident, which he was fucking working on. Come on, guys. Fucking lock in. Bro. Oh my god.
Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene?
There might have just been something that fits that description. But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I've finally got this figured out.
Very well, the defense will please present the relevant evidence. What is this insulator that was stuck on the locked door?
Well, if the glove fits, you must acquit, as they say in the business. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says the SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. This lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins?
Felix Wright, are you saying that you did this crime?
No! I'm just saying I could have, but it wasn't me. I didn't do it, but anybody could have. He could be in this very room. It could be me. It could be you. It could even be Edgeworth.
Order, order, order.
But we wouldn't do Edgeworth again. That's a little cliche.
So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. And the prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. About what? Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke?
Very well, you may begin your testimony.
Officer Meekins, start lying through your fucking teeth, man. Otherwise, I'm going to cut your salary again. You're going to be working you're going to be working full-time for part-time pay, motherfucker. There's one other thing that proves the man was the Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. You mean the ID card that I have in my hands? I feel like it's pretty easy to grab an ID card. Also, yeah, it's not on the record. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, this, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Well, extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Oh, just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Yeah, me too. Oh, it doesn't make much of a difference.
There are only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Cross-examine this motherfucker.
Mystery man number 2. Uh-huh. So like your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir, solid as stone, sir. If my head wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
Yep, one must use their ID. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep hearing so I won't ever forget it.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, my ID card gets stuck. Instead of the door closing on me, it closes on my ID card.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card.
Does this card say found? Yep. Okay. This is important evidence right here.
Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony. I think that's where I'm gonna have to get on him, but maybe not. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to.
Let me see. I guess that would be it, Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor.
Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor could have forged the evidence. Mommy, is that man blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. Oh, you got the wrong color, kid. What the fuck? That kid is my #1 op. That kid is my op. He's fucking after my ass, dude. What the fuck?
It would seem the inquiry committee would want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed about regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. What about me? There was a kid that was roasting my ass. Earlier, I believe you testified when you asked the man to show his ID card. He pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if you got his ID card, all I had to do is show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? Problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show him what we've got. Let's save before we do that. Bow, 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 bow. Objection! Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
Well, you're gonna have to, buddy. I'm sorry, it's just a fact of life. I have the victim's ID card right here. Sorry. That was my yawn to show how bored I am with this silly testimony from the witness. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
The lost item report is only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess, you believe this something is to be his ID card, right?
Well, I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order, order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order, order, order! Does the prosecution have a response? I've only one thing to say to the defense. Why don't you come over here and give me a kiss? A little kiss, Felix Wright. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Now come here and accept your reward.
Sorry, I'm making this way more fucking spicy than it needs to be. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room, Officer Meaton's encounter, was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yeah, what's he up to? Actually, I want to check something real quick. Wait. Oh, I go over time. Date lost 2/21. He lost it that day. So, there's a chance.
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive to a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, and the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... Well, I guess that's right.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. Now I'm the one pointing fingers.
This isn't gonna end well.
Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, did I just...
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could have only taken place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, the murder being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. The trustworthy witness observed the moment of the defendant used the murder weapon. Oh my god!
Oh, that was so hard. Ah. Hold up. Are we saying that fucking what's her name? Are we saying that Angel Star is a reliable witness? She lied to us like 8 different times in that one testimony. Are we for real right now? I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
Well, the activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim? Officer Begans encountered. Where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana...
Oh god. Are we gonna have to prove that it could have been fucking... Oh my god, this is so dumb. I think we have to try and prove that it could have been Goodman. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object!
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
Well, this cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. It just showed the aftermath. Yeah, because there's Officer Meekins. I mean, there's not really much else there. I don't know why they had to show us that entire end part. There wasn't much going on, but sure. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. That's right. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court will examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident of the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright? Do you mean...
Your Honor,
The defense would like to request a specific witness.
oh, who do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not we to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name?
I kind of want to testify, or make Gant testify again, but can't do that right now. Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We should need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? I will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. I'm going to the slides. Whee! Yippee! Yippee! Bailiff, push me down the slide. Whee!
I want to go on the slide, Phoenix. Okay. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. Seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. I know Jake Marshall could be a major plot point. I'm so yawny today, Chum. I'm sorry. I don't know why. It's just that kind of day, I guess. Oh, Lana. You're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Ray is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Hopefully there's no important, discussion between sisters going on over here. Right? You guys aren't doing any sort of weird bonding or anything, right? Guess I am. I'll come back later. Okay, bye. Bye, Gumshoe. Wait, Gumshoe! What is it? What's going on? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective all around while on duty. And on top of it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. See? Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey! Hey! Well, I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Skye. That's okay. So have you brought what I asked? I'm like Santa Claus. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? What the fuck? Never in a million years would I thought it was you, asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need it by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. This guy was a witness? Filing for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you won't want anything to do with Sherry Moyes. Case closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark, serial murder death. Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall. Edgeworth was the head prosecutor. The Skies were witnesses. So Joe Dark was the perpetrator. Okay. Neil Marshall, that's probably Marshall's brother? Husband? You never know. He was too close to the case, is what I'm thinking. Damon, Gant, and Lana Skye were part of the task force. Damon Gant. He keeps being involved in things, vaguely. And it makes me think he's important. Oh, what? Now I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it could be. Lana, this SL9 incident? Is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark? No, Lana! That's over with! No! Oh, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be there somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved with this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence. Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. I saw that there's Marshall. So, chat, I'm starting to think we might have a day 4 for this trial. Starting to feel that way. Yep, 12:14. Hi, Edgeworth. I don't have a friend next to me in court. That's a new thing. I don't think it's ever happened before. Actually, it has, but like, it just feels weird that this is how it's going.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
But they didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man. Same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. Yes.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind call it out. It goes a little something like this. Jake Marshall. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edward described it that way before. Nice, that's cute. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
Maybe it's best we just get on with this quickly. Please show with us your testimony on the day of the crime. In plain old English. Stop talking like a cowboy and talk to me normal.
But my gimmick, Your Honor. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the side street saloon.
or the street side saloon at the time it went down. And I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're running out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Ah, yes. Always good to end your testimony with, I didn't do anything. I wasn't involved at all. Just fucking let me leave, man. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I was thinking the camera and the ID? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. Yeah, maybe I should have fucking read before I said anything. That's on me. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. What do you mean you don't know what the fingerprint activated locks are? He's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Oh, everyone's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seemed like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Have fun. Cross-examining this motherfucker. Yep, I know. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? Yeah, I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. Who interred them? Well, videos of nothing aren't all that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. Well, if nothing unusual is recorded, tapes ought to be erased every 6 hours. Well, each time I erased tape, I felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So next time you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Did you hear a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. None of the desperados I know joined the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, and just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. You didn't set foot in the evidence room that day, you say? You didn't? You didn't? Are you sure? Are you sure? There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Oh. Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been to that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? This guy is the ultimate quiet quitter. Ultimate quiet quitter. You can't stop him. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in my day. My locker was a gold mine of evidence. And you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. Can't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, credible. The sensors on the locker handles can't be seen. It's well known that some detectives aren't aware of their business. What? I feel like that should be important. I feel like you should tell all your fucking detectives that. You should be like, hey, we're using fingerprint tracking machinery to track your fingerprints. Well, he mentions it. Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. Well, at any rate, it doesn't seem like that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel Steak lunches could beat that part of vongole sepia pasta? What the fuck is that vongole sepia pasta? You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, Your Honor. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. Is that usually where Edgeworth says,
Did you not want to raise this year?
I'm just an innocent trailing man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall?
That's right, partner.
Why'd you call it evidence? If you plan to pin me on this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset.
One thing seems clear, despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room. The witness doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. Okay. Well, I'm thinking... Fair enough. I didn't save, did I? I did not save. Fuck. Oh. Now I'll save. Alright. I forgot to save, chat. I'm gonna get beat up. Yep. I know. Whoopsies. Whoopsie doodles. I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry for yapping like that. If I remember correctly, the street side sling. Bow. Maybe this? What's this? That's definitely not it. Definitely not it at all. Okay, so is that... So it's probably this right here. Not making the rounds. This doesn't have anything to do with it, does it? Nope. You know, have you seen this jar? I genuinely am confused about this one. So, besides... Maybe it's this. Alright, fair enough. I'm just kind of throwing things at the wall right now, because I'm actually kind of lost at this one. Shit. Okay. Maybe this has something to do with it?
Objection!
Nope. Fuck, man. What could it be? Okay, this one has me a little lost. Supplies are after 2 security systems. I don't remember this. So I don't think this has anything to do with it. I don't think this has anything to do with it. Unless he's lying to us right here.
Objection!
Are you kidding me? That's what it is? That's really bad. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. That one doesn't feel like the right spot for it, is my thing. Because, like, what it's explaining there is, like... What is it even setting? That's a weird precedent to set. Like, I feel like it would make more sense where I had it. Where he's like, I wasn't in the fucking... Going into that room just ain't my style. Especially because the press in that moment is literally him explaining, like, I just said ain't my style. I don't go in there. But whatever. Mr. Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me out here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple, you see him. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Wasn't real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay her my respects. That is, I make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be there. Nuh-uh. I only wish it were, officer. So you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. How you like that, fucking Marshall?
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
Seems to be. I first here in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation for this then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints? Well then, you may begin your testimony about the fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime.
Yeah. Talk about that, motherfucker. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be in the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. I don't know about that. Or didn't you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't kill anybody. I swear.
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
Well, life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. This guy's fucking lying to my face. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Fucking liar. Your pants are on fire and I know it. That's because you... How'd you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
That's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now is a heap of hope, broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's program. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Interesting. Interesting that they'd update the evidence like that. I wonder if that's gonna be important later. I wonder. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Was a man. It's no mystery. Please explain. The locker's covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. Yeah, that murderer touched where your fingerprints were by chance. That seems like a statistical difficulty. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. Wanna know why? The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. How do you know that? Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One guy do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. It's not that big a deal. Or did you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? Yeah, I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain. There was a blood stain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer. Oh, that's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. No fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? The seal blood in the desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Oh, the security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Okay, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? You want me to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, then the video is the only direct evidence you have. I have lots of evidence. But that video is next to useful. It's useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? I love that TV show. Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Yeah, it's almost like you should afford a better camera for a high security room. Oh, we don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. While I take a nap, are you happy? Me. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us incriminating evidence. It's over here. Here. And there. Does there... Where is it? Didn't I point out that there's a cloth sticking out of the thing? I think there was a cloth sticking out of it. Okay, that's 2. Hit, swing, swing. I thought there was a cloth sticking out of it at one point. Ah, there it is. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum it up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You could clearly be seen in this video.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Your locker, to be specific. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. No, let's rewind the video a little bit. Can we rewind a little faster? Just a little faster. There's Officer Meekins in a coma. Good for him. God, it has to move. Like, ever so slightly faster. Please, I'm begging.
Oh, the white cloth? It's gone. What is the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
Well, when the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then suddenly it appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the scene of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. We got your ass now, motherfucker.
Order, that'll be the only. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man.
What?
So what if my locker was open? Doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
He knows that doesn't work, right?
While everyone's staring at me like I'm a wanted man.
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade. But you're the only person who could open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff.
You say open that locker, now prove it. Literally, it's the easiest thing to prove.
Yeah, fingerprint sensor.
Yep, we've explained it to you twice already. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives that they belong to.
Now, what kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about it.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's some people on the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
I am so unbelievably screwed. I got one word for you, partner. No! Order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. No, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Olay. Please answer the question.
Why'd you olay? Was he now a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here.
We can?
Please have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness? I don't see Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right, the only possible conclusion.
Well, then let's hear it.
Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Oh, shit. Am I implying that he was the killer? Fuck. How's this? Officer Marshall is standing right here.
So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there? That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Your chamber's empty, partner. Better reload.
Well, fuck. Now they're ganging up on me.
Perhaps you should think a little more about where Officer Marshall is.
Meekins should have seen it in the evidence room. Okay, yeah, so it is implying that he's the killer. Officer Marshall is standing right here. Oh my god, did I not hover over to the killer sign? Right? Oh, didn't notice him. I thought it said did notice him for some reason. That's completely on me. Wait, why didn't the door work then? There's no way he would have been able to see it from the door. That's bullshit. I wouldn't have been able to see it. He was standing right here. But Meekins couldn't see him right there. Come on, man. Is it like... Where... Here? Officer Marshall staying right here. God damn it. Come the fuck on, man. Where? Oh, where? Is this it? Yeah, he wouldn't have noticed him standing there. He was outside the fucking room. Where do you think I'm pointing it at? Oh my god, dude. What the hell? Where do they want me to point? What, do they think he's standing behind them? I didn't think so. Right, fucking... Hold up, hold up. Rise from the ash. Ladder. Hold up, chat. I'm pulling up the strategy wiki. It's annoying me. Hold up, hold up. Present the evidence. Oh, I'm an idiot. I understand now. I'm a complete fool and buffoon, chat. Okay. This is why this case gets really fucking confusing. Because there's two murders, my brain was like, oh, we're trying to get Marshall to be known as the killer. But that doesn't make sense. He's in the victim spot. Officer Marshall standing right here. Yeah, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. I forget that Detective Goodman's the victim and not... Oh my god. It's a fucking mess all over the place. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe that the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins would witness the detective at the crime scene. As he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his ID card, sir.
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled out a knife on me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on this ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. And Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
You've got quite an imagination, partner.
We got a term for that. It's called a circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective.
Unless you have a hard evidence proving not dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. Oh, what can I do?
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
Huh?
I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? That would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime.
Yes, he did, despite the chance he might be discovered later, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. Now, the fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness did this to his locker.
Well, it's not gonna be at the beginning here. Yep. And there's fake Goodman / Marshall. Megan's comes in. / Oh shit, I saw it. Hold up. Rewind. I know exactly what it is. Look at that. Look how much blood's on that. You can't walk away with that and think that's gonna solve a problem. For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room. Though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner.
Yeah, you're going to prison for attempted murder.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
It looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are now, we all wouldn't have to be here, now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I had to do it that day, and I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. There was not.
So the supposed victim was really you.
But there's only one thing I still don't understand.
Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. no one was murdered, then how could that be? Well, Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. There's way too much blood for a small donation. Alright, buddy. We don't even need the judge's permission. We're cross-examining your ass. This first. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? Yes, on my incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer of that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? Well, when a case is closed, only that case is leaked. Detective can look through the evidence. I want to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why. We know why. Yep, you plan to take it out as evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer. I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera? And the detective's ID card? Nah, I stole that the morning of the incident. So that's why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor of the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. Well, what do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. Not presenting it, but I just want to check. But he wouldn't. That would have had to been a while ago. I knocked him. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only plan to be in the evidence room no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins is certainly a 1 in a million type of person, mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I think he'll have a little more. I'll have to think a little more about his raise next year. Why did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and, managed to escape. I know which areas we get caught camera. So you did your research beforehand. I know those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think you would make much difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone planned, no footage would have been left. However, you blooded your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood at the scene certainly indicates the crime took place. What, are you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me. And I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole evidence from the locker room? Actually, no I didn't. Why not? Well, when I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? Still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Because the glove had fell down. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not I answer.
Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself, so have serious consequences, like fucking jail time. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Thank you, Phoenix. Pointing out the problem in that.
Like I said, this is your case. This one is mine. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why?
But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can't say for sure is he deserved a sentence.
I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me.
Something that went down at this trial.
Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reasons. I had a feeling we wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved there is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Yep. I know exactly why, buddy. I saw it at the fucking beginning. I got your fucking ass right now. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I almost said stripping too much cactus juice, and I was gonna be very confused. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you heard the name.
2 years ago,
he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award.
Oh, now I remember Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. The same case fell into your hands.
What's his relation to you? They have the same last name. Yeah, I thought so.
He was my brother.
What's it with siblings in this case? First we had fucking Emma and fucking Lana, and now we have Marshall and his brother.
He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant, the deputy chief of police.
Fucking, the red flags keep flying on Damon Gant, dude. There are so many red flags flying on him.
The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
Oh, also the two Goodmans, which I know technically doesn't count, but, you know.
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed.
Dark and Meekins have like a vaguely similar face structure, and that worries me a lot.
Yeah, that was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case finally closed. At least according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
Did we get a picture of him? No.
Well, there's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try and hide it, You can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. Well, that was the last day the SL9 incident could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
While disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze me. Exactly at exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance. It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means that only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
Objection!
But wait, verdict wasn't reached yet in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Well, it seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable.
are we so sure that that case, that fucking testimony for that case is incontestable? You know, the one that had to get reviewed 8 different times? Are we so sure about that, Edgeworth? Are we so sure? She put her hand on the Bible, said, I'm not gonna lie, then lied like 8 different times. Like, I feel like she should be, like, completely nixed as a witness. Judge, are you listening to me? Please? Anybody gonna listen? No, this is Ace Attorney Court. What am I fucking doing? Trying to argue about a witness. Fucking egg on my face for that.
If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Ah.
I rest my case.
Well, it seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Are we cooked?
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Hold it! Oh, Emma! Hold it! Your Honor, wait! Emma? The defense has an objection. A scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? We're cooked. Emma, we're so fucking cooked, bro.
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor, kind of. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking you is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. If you want a minute, I'll give you 3.
No, he's nice. We've softened him up. We've softened him up in the time that, you know, we've had. Saving him from getting murdered. Confessing our love to him. But, you know. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Oh, now that she mentions it. The names of both Skye sisters were in that file. That's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? Wait, how did you get in? Did you steal the fucking key card? No.
Huh?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just I'm just a kid. Don't be mean to me. You can't be mean to me. I'm just a little kid. I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. Wow, thanks for really showing our hand to Edgeworth. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use, but still, if you can find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yeah, Your Honor. If I ever need to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
I don't know.
Could it be something I'm missing? I object.
Objection!
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yeah, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing.
Missing? You mean something has been drawn on there?
Wait a fucking minute. Are we gonna be saved by that stupid statue? God damn it. Fucking Blue Badger, you son of a bitch. I can't believe this shit. Yes, something that when drawn will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Because it could have been put on by the fuck. God damn, this is so stupid.
Let us pray the defense isn't trying to buy some time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
Well, with all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans?
Check this out.
What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, the mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger's not here.
So
watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
what?
ah, that's right. So long as the Blue Badger's dancing here, it'd be impossible to place a handprint at the spot in the locker. I love his reaction. Holy shit, that's so good. He's like, oh, got shot.
So that means, just what exactly does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think through it scientifically. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would have been impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in? Or after, but both of those seem wild.
Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. Who was in the evidence room at the time? Okay, Edgeworth? Damn it, is Edgeworth gonna be involved heavily in a murder again? But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Problem is the other time. Would have had to been later, I think. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. I got your ass now, Edgeworth. Oh, that's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, it does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? Even Phoenix is like, what the fuck did that happen, actually? Shit. I mean, I figured it out, but... Huh?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
Well, that's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Oh well, then tell us when did this first incident occur, as Mr. Edgeworth said. Proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Entered the lot at 5:12. His autopsy divided within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Emma called at 5:14.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence?
Sure, I think I know. Chad, I've got no idea. What could it be? Cover handprints, half-written document. Is there anything about this jar, maybe? There's blood on it. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there's some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. Might be where the blood got on it. Okay. I guess autopsy report? Maybe? This is the proof. It's quite simple, you see.
If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong.
Ow. Hold up. Your Honor, I lied. I'm using my time travel powers. Alright, well. That one was just dumb. I'm so glad there's just a fucking... Here's a picture of a locker. What shows the time of the murder? The IDs? If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh, the ID card record.
Officer Meekins brought in the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room.
Let's just see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Oh! Ah! Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you'd have the nerve, boy. I'll drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. And it's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
It would have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's take a look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777.
Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make any sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of this card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Sorry, that's a lot of sevens.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose idea number is 7777777. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present.
What?
Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belonged to someone with the rank higher of Captain or higher. Someone who's a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
This one's relevant to the case, though. But that's ridiculous. Just how?
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
Official charge?
You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
I feel like it's a bad thing that these two are at odds, the prosecutors and the detectives.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you kept your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes?
No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive.
Lana?
Objection!
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID and it's not 7777777.
Oh, don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing. About that incident.
The SO9 incident?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? I guess we're gonna learn now.
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge for the prosecution of that trial. At the time, we
occasionally felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Exclamation point! Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you did it.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order to get him the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. So you forged evidence. You faked it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. No. Order!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom couldn't have been quelled. We have to wait until the following day. Uh-oh. Lana committed a crime. That's unfortunate. Well, shit. Day 4. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Fucking Phoenix, you don't listen to the news. You don't fucking read the newspaper. What do? Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. Oh, Neil took the hit. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
I didn't see that one coming.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
Permanent picture?
That's a lot more permanent than a temporary picture. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. Oh, that must be why Lana... why she made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known that he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. He could have just testified if I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
Oh, so it's true, even though he may have not known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
And after that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
Well, she must have not been able to face up to what she did. Especially not to Emma.
What did you see in the instant the crime occurred?
It's got kind of like an onion head.
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. You know, Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Yikes. I don't remember what happened after. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Oh, poor Emma. You've been through so much. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of traumatizing. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. Well, that's understandable. Yeah, it's traumatizing. I understand. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I would become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And the evidence to find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. Oh, I see. I think I'm starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This is what this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. That might change some shit. Yeah, I don't care. It's February 24th. Hi, Lana. You were a fucking detective and you didn't tell me? Lana. Mr. Wright. Seems I keep causing you trouble. Yeah, falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, so why shouldn't we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Oh, believe me, I understand the risks. Lana? Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago? And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office? Yeah, that's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I do. As your fucking lawyer, you should have told me that way earlier. A lot of revelations were uncovered at that trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well. Though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that you, no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, drama aside, the fact of the matter is at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Hey, howdy. How's it going? Lana, I don't understand. Why don't you tell us? How's case 5 going? It's certainly going places. It's long. You were right. I think it was you who said in an earlier stream, Chris, that this is the longest fucking case ever. And you're right. This case is long as hell. Also confusing. It gets, like, not in a bad way, but there's moments where I kept getting lost just because there's so many, like, murder or victim situations going on, especially with the Marshall Goodman Meekins bullshit that was happening. Emma, this just doesn't involve me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant. Fucking millions of red flags about this guy. He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked on the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. As long as all the cases from this game combined, feels like it, so I'm gonna guess that's true. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Well, Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. That feels like collusion. Maybe I should ask more about the investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Damon. Deputy Chief Gant and I share the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. There's also a very annoying part of this case near the end. Great, I'm so excited for that. Oh boy. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. Yeah, when he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Of course, you're the first one. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office, shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers about Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had been passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggles, it seems Mr. Marshall was struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. Okay. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma and carried her out of the room just as I held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. So, okay, let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? Yeah, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. Yeah, at least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came to a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark? Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. Yeah, that case just might not be over yet. Don't act all surprised, Emma. You fucking know shit that you're not telling us. You forged evidence and you haven't told us what forged evidence you have. Fucking motherfucker. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police office, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Damon Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Well, maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. I'll be back. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. Hey, you're right, the chief of detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Yeah, right, we can come back later. But the goal is to get to the police department. Hi, Marshall. Howdy, Bambino. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Okay, Sarah. That's a good Katamari song. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambino? Should've known my luck had run out dry when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why'd you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either, all the detectives thought so. What do you mean by fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. I mean, the switchblade knife with a broken tip. And it was Joe's darks, alright, but in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match for the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, the possibility had been erased. The facts have been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind some scars on us all. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at that for? It's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have been very close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the same day as the evidence transferal. Interesting. What, are we gonna get a fucking reference to another case that happened, like, fucking 4 years ago? Are we gonna get the fucking, like, oh, it was in reference to the fucking KL8 incident. Oh, well, you better be on the lookout for that. It was drizzling that morning, by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Yeah, apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes of the case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Yeah, Goodman. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? Well, if they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. You know, they're careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Oh, don't get upset, Bambina. I'm in Damon Gant and Lana Skye. The investigation lead Damon Gant and his second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both their careers. After the case ended, Lana got transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Forgot I'm not, you, Marshall. Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Yeah, now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Oh, sorry, Bambino. But her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret, it all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story.
Did you enjoy it, partner?
Oh, certainly enlightening.
There's one thing I for sure found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. And someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today.
No, I believe you.
Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator.
Aw.
Adios, Bambina.
Goodbye, Marshall. You became redeemable pretty quickly. Mainly because I think you're just likable. Started... Oh, if you're looking for the others in the conference room. Thanks. Oh, you actually talked to us. Oh, the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do on Mr. Edgeworth. Not to mention the statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word for... usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building, take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Quickly, to the chief's office. What the fuck? Who the fuck puts a grand organ in their fucking police department? Huh? Oh, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Evil people? Yeah, it's true. I hate to say it. If you own a pipe organ, you might be evil. And I feel like that's not ridiculous to say. I feel like that is not ridiculous to say. Lots of evil people have pipe organs in media, and I don't understand why. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. Very cute. I thought a noble genius was trying to teach me. Oh! I never could remember where C was. Oh, hi, Gant.
Oh, it's you two. I did like an All Might voice for him.
Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading into his desk.
So, righto. Have you been swimming lately?
Why do you care about swimming so much? You mentioned swimming last time we met you. No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement.
Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence.
2 years have passed since the incident, and my, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me.
So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
We took it to commemorate our work together.
Something's not right with this picture. Can't quite put my finger on it. Let me get a better look at that picture. Are you gonna talk? Or are you just here to stay? Oh, okay. Hold up. Give me 1 sec. So, first thing I'm noticing is the, comically highlighted fucking spear point. That's shown here. Interesting. Also, I think that, yeah, that emblem also has a sword on it that doesn't exist. So that's 2 potential murder weapons. So let's keep that in mind, chat.
Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
All the same, we'd still like to have a look around.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. No, I said there's no need to investigate anymore. I'm not suspicious. Surely a suspicious guy wouldn't tell you guys there's no need to investigate a spot that seems to be involved in your investigation. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Hey, Emma, do you happen to have lockpicks? Well, looks like we aren't welcome. Seems like the case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Well, Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? Yeah, there's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. Yeah, but we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead we ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Oh, hang in there, Lana. Gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. Double checking things. Maybe in Edgeworth's office? Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee? Took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. He went to the door to leave on the couch. Really? Yep. 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 Uh-huh. He's always been about winning awards. Okay. So there's probably nothing new here then. So I think we go back to Wright and Co. Then we go to the detention center. And maybe we show Lana this picture. Lana, come on. I know you want that. Fine. I'll figure out how to talk to myself. Maybe back here. Hey, bro. Guess who's back? Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather, pal. My feet are... From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Hey, say, have you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. Yeah, that sounds serious. Oh, is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it boils down to. They falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this... Are there really so many people who hate him? Yeah, he's not exactly the most likable guy. Despite everything we say about him. In our world, the only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yeah, sure. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yeah, sure. Yeah, take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yeah, sure. Well, it seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. I have no enemies, as they say. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. I know it's pressure. I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while coffee was brewing. You seem genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find anything? The only evidence Jock left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... Well, when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. Me... Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. Well, Ash, when you left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, well, shit. I think it has something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay?
His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Yep. It does not show the murder weapon, but sure. It might check his memory.
Joe Doc was 42 at the time of crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman.
Businessman who made him take the serial killing.
Well, one day on his home from work, he hit someone with his car.
His car? So it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man. Oh, come on, man. He killed some man for some reason. He killed a kid, too. A jogger came upon a scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in.
Well, it seems like he was a pretty careless animal.
Of course, it's all just conjecture. There was a single shred of evidence.
So he turned himself in.
Yes, but in the middle of question, pal, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Doc was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed.
Yeah, the last witness, aka Emma. Hey, what if I presented you with this knife? How about this?
Hey, shit!
There's a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident written on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you're speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, it suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in the Mr. Edgewood's car muffler.
That shit! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. You showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again! Fucking cough it up, Gumshoe! Tell me what it is! This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
That's right. We traced it back to the store you bought it. Plus, he had his fingerprints on it, too.
No one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off knife tip was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim Neil Marshall was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Dark's knife?
You bet, down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive. Stabbed in the back, died from a puncture of heart and lung. Knife tip. Yep.
Well, you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant.
It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What, really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Should we put I'd be canned?
Oh.
Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
It won't work either. Data was deleted the day he died. He died.
Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Detective Gumshoe, what do you think about this? Alright, never mind. I know.
About that jar, I think I've seen it somewhere before.
Somewhere.
Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from precious lives.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wait a minute, jar. I didn't vocalize it, but like, chat, I don't know if you saw the cogs just turned in my head so fast on that one. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met.
Something about it makes me feel uneasy. Like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me.
Chief Gant?
Where could I have seen that before?
You know exactly where you saw it before, you motherfucker. What about this glove? Fair enough. What about this? How about this?
Gosh, I am for it. I'm a master of misplacement, you know?
So that's such a cool ring to it. Isn't it like it's for power work? Wow, higher power? Maybe I should know. I didn't think there was gonna be anything actually useful there. It's not that either. Wow, Blue Badger. This guy almost made us lose the case today.
What are you talking about? You just got in the bloodstain on the evidence locker with his life. That's more than you could shave on most officers nowadays.
Well, it would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit he's right, though. Thanks to Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. Possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15. Maybe the ID.
That's the ID card record, isn't it?
Yes, there's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with somebody else. Someone with an executive officer number.
777777777.
That's 17 too many, Detective. Executive officer, huh? I must have a hunch. Is there anything outside should show you?
Yeah, Officer Marshall would do such a thing like that.
You know Officer Marshall?
Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus.
Really?
He said, Dick, show us all your troubles.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus.
I don't believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, myriad of reasons as to why. Hey. One was found in missing tip. Okay, fine. Fine, Lana. You don't have anything fucking important to say. Nothing of value. The police department. It's gotta be Gumshoe. Okay, fine. I know Gumshoe.
I've been studying up on his files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. Well, I for one ain't blinded, pal.
You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was still going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose.
Yeah, well, Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. Yep, okay, that's gonna be the same dialogue. I just want to see what you heard. Film star. I can't remember. It was winter. I was 16.
Sean never got me to talk about it whenever it happened.
I wonder what happened. Parking lot form plans. Drive Skye to do something. Someone must have had a grudge on Edgeworth. What could this be? Yep. We got the wards. Glad you got that stuff. Forgot about this. Yeah, he doesn't want us doing anything with that. Interesting, interesting. Um. There's one place we didn't go. Yeah, I think you can only access it at a certain spot. My stupid ass hypersecurity. Edgeworth, are you back? I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. Looks like he's writing something. There we go.
What are you doing here?
You sure it's quick to throw that paper on the floor? Such day in court, huh?
I had to live with the past 2 years of rumors flying around. And what's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. Oh, that's Edgeworth for you.
Always trying to hide his real feelings.
Why doesn't he want to, you know, not?
So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day.
Well,
there's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and I have nothing I do can erase that fact.
You didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified.
The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. And if that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, and my responsibility as prosecutor in charge. The fact remains that the same no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it all come to this?
Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow?
First last year's trial, now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me.
Of course, I need to worry about my boyfriend, Edgeworth. Come on, man.
To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this.
What do you mean?
The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd.
After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may have not been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do, use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. Yeah, a picture. Something seems strange about it. Sorry. Day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right?
I never cared for ceremonies, but I do attend one.
Because you were awarded this?
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
What do you mean finished up at the office?
Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. And that is until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back?
This.
Oh, yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Right, it's a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office.
That's the story I heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to?
That's right.
Okay. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edward's sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe at the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground!
Hold on, first let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet.
You didn't even look. What? Letter of...
If you're having trouble reading it, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation.
Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean...
I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died.
But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it's your fault.
All I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either.
Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Edgeworth, you can't retire. How else are we gonna have the sexual tension in the courtroom? We can't have that with anybody else. It's gotta be you. You're the one that provides all the tension. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. It's a letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. I know exactly what I could use it for. Real quick, Edgeworth, check this out. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office.
Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes?
The trophy Mr. Marshall's holding. It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you're right. I remember now.
Remember what?
That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind this design.
A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us?
No, it's simple, really. Contradiction, that's what the award is based on.
Can you be more specific?
This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written in 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield.
Hey, halberd, that's my favorite type of weapon.
Have you heard this story?
Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. So why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake?
Yeah, very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon.
Huh. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Those claims contradict each other!
Very perceptive, but then again you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very items of the victim... The very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Oh, I see. So, the chipped shield and the broken knife mean...
Precisely, they symbolize the merchant's items. An ancient tale that ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. Yeah, that's funny. That's so, then why were you only given a shield?
Now, I've asked Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished.
Chief Gant. How odd. How oddly specific. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Me! I'll take a quarter pound of roast beef. I love roast beef. Miss Star, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. What? Huh? What a wild statement. Okay. Alright, sure. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. I'm still reeling from that fucking statement. Everyone in this trial is involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to a mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene that I happened to witness? Yeah, the instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Doc, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We tailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. He must be going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye? My sister? The best of the best were put on that SO9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo. Yeah, Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we're so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of early evidence? Oh, don't get me wrong, Joe Doc got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence proved in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly disappear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't prove anything illegal was done.
I'm proof enough of what happened. After that, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Oh, nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana in second command. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produce the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I'll take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Well, Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she'd lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, did she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right, having solved the SM9 case, his position as chief was secured. There's only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? Well, if he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must be a reason for her change. Well, as I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. I will try my best. We're going to the police department. Criminal affairs. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. Yeah, my proficiency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. Give me my neck on the line. The office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Hey, your bestie is gonna get retired. Why'd you scribble on a piece of paper? No way! Miss Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice too. But I know different now. We trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective? That's it. I've made up my mind. But, yeah, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They don't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Miss Edgeworth. Betting how it turns out I may be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Miss Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Thanks, Gumshoe. Bye. Beep. Let me in. Here goes Mr. Wright. Thank you. We're in. If anyone finds us now... Yeah, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. Real quick, I just saw a fucking... Ah, I see something. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Yeah! You came with us, Gumshoe? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came to. Well, if you're here, what's the point of giving us your ID card? Hey, don't do that to my ID card. We crushed it and rendered it unusable. I don't ever get a chance to come here. Sure, if we can have a look around my shelf. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Well, now if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sure, this is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy for sharing the crime scene. Well, that's a strange reason to leave it here. He leaves as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be late. He told himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's here each morning. Still 2 years have passed since the incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Hiccup. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, it's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Yeah. You wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Okay. No, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on, not so fast, buddy. What is it? When someone says don't worry about it, it's supposed to stop bothering you, bro. You don't just let it go like that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? I think he's mad fucking suspicious. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. He's sus as hell, Gumshoe. I don't know what you want me to say. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of, when we were here earlier, he fucking hit some shit. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, this list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name! SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, Detective, what'd you just say? I said I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long? That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. What would the other half of this list be doing here? I knew it! Chief Gant must be hiding something about that case. Yeah, it would appear so. So this part is all we've got. Can I review it? No, I cannot. What the fuck? What the hell is this? I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. Is this Lana or Emma's? What is it? Just find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are you moving your eyes about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. That's probably Emma's picture. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered for this panel to be open. It does. 7-digit number. I think I might just know what it is. You know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? Ish. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Is it gonna be... It is? I was fucking... That was a bit. I didn't think that was actually gonna be it. That's ridiculous. Are you... So you're telling me he keeps... I'm gonna guess the sevens are his ID number. His password is his ID number? That is the dumbest idea ever. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 7777777. It's the final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day? You mean 7777777? That ID number? I think you're 17 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Hey, anyone care to look inside? Yeah, I want to look inside. What's in? Is there any money in there? How much do you have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. Sounds familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up that design? I don't think so. Oh, well, you should have thought. Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe? Yeah, apparently so. It's empty now. We show a cloth with a handprint on it and a shot from a broken cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but you can't prove that they have something to do with this case. I'm afraid I can't let you just take them. After all, it's my neck of the line, yeah? Great, now I have to prove their relevancy. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. Yeah, first the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You go, Emma. Don't pay your taxes. Chad, this is a disclaimer. You should probably pay your taxes. I paid my taxes this weekend. And then the government, turns out the government owed me money. Fuckers. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding his armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy could be. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Gateway I'm playing in the criminal affairs department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. Oh, when Detective screws up, the chief calls him into his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. Well, after that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing there. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But the chief's ears aren't affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. No, that's besides the point. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred them over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame left on the shelf. Hey, this is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Aw. Table. Desk. This is Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. She gave us still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. It was stuff legends were made of. Does it keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Yeah, this picture. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Jark ran out of the crushing room and tried to kill Emma. After achieving this award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here and went along with Chief Gant to question Jark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Yeah, gee, you think? That looks like everything over here. So I think I guess... Gumshoe, check out this fucking pot. Dave Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? Yeah, I remember when the three of us put that back together. Yeah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic given that was yesterday. Was this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 and shit stick on it. Does this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yeah, that one that was in the safe. Now you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shard? I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Now, if I can piece this together again, I'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. If I put in like so. Ta-da! There, it fits like a charm. Of course that means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached is different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line, that's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? That's a great question, Gumshoe. He's gonna say that. I think the other, where's the other? Yeah, but I know if you're fired, we won't be able to get any info from you. I can't spray. Maybe I can spray. I can spray. I think a good spraying is in order. Just a little spray and pray. Oh! 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 See, chat? I knew a little spray and pray was gonna work. Oh, this area must have been covered in blood. This is from that incident? It must be when Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction's kind of dull. So a murder really did take place here. Good to know. I'm double checking every spot just in case. Just in case he did a murder somewhere. One more time. Okay. I think that's really it. Yep, What is the... okay, Gumshoe. What can I give you? Well, actually, it's a finger, or it's a handprint, so maybe we can... Can I show you... Detective Gumshoe, I don't know. Take a look at this. Hey, I know what it is. Sure you want to take some fingerprints? It's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go down. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking your hand out like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't time. Come on, this isn't time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. Oh, with a handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Told ya. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check the prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't even have to be told this a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Alright, chat. As you know, we should apply... Hold up. Sorry, I fucked it up. Yep. I misclicked, it was a misinput. Dusting? Let's select this finger. As we know, chat, you gotta apply a liberal amount of dusting. A good liberal dusting. We have so much dusting to do. Okay, now that we got a good idea, let's blow. Look at that. That is not usable. Alright. Well, so that thingy didn't work. Let's try the thumb. Just a liberal dusting. Big circles. I don't know if that one's useful either. Maybe his middle finger because the big fuck you. Let's get a little bit of a line going here. Yep. Over here. A little bit over here. That's blow. There we go. That's a nice one. That's a nice photo right there, buddy. Look at that beautiful thing. How much more do you need of it? There we go. Emma, why does it look like your fingerprint? Emma, did you do a murder? And you weren't telling us? No. How could this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, seems the prints are, too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Hey, you over here. What's going on? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Yeah, maybe you should hold on to this. Thanks, Gumshoe. You the goat. Gumshoe really went from an Ace Attorney throughout this game, from being like guy that was kind of annoying about hiding evidence to absolute homeboy. Well, was I any help? Yeah, of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you and the goat? Eek! Chief Gant! Shit. I didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and see a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean Misha? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you and the goat. Misha? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But sure. Now get out. Yes, sure. Well, Gumshoe lost his job. We'll be on our way out too. Wait. You. One with the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair, you're free to go.
Mr. Wright.
Sorry, Emma. Gotta kind of leave you to your own devices. Look, bro, if I've told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have shed it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about this whole time?
Anyway, you listen to me? I'm gonna try and smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
Alright, bye. Well, after that, I heard from Emma. She said the police want to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Hi, Lana. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning? Well, it's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single fucking useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something that I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed a Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind you. You did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term you used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Do you have new talks? Yep. I have to admit I was a little more than perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, and there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you were unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm frightened of. What's this person's name? Well, Miss Skye. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's not ready to spill. She's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? Well, we were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try and hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course these are serious offenses. Why is it though that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access to it because I was second in command of the investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. By the way, I just remembered something. I was at Katsucon a little while ago, and a friend of a friend of mine was cosplaying as Damon Gant, and I've only just now remembered that. Wild. I found this in the safe of the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. You know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing the evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised, I cannot obey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. The serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth? Why? That's right. You know, he was already dead and my hand was shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. But why did you need to stab him again? And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. Then, she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped up the knife with your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister. Tell her what happened and ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case just to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He'd already stolen the ID card, but it seems his mind still hadn't made up... Or it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone calls, any remaining doubts he must have had disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Okay. Can you stop staring away from me? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer? And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Damon Gant is definitely the fucking murderer. Okay, chat. We went way past the normal time I end stream. But I was fucking invested, dude. I was locked in on it. Oh, I love a good courtroom drama. I love it. But that is, I think, gonna be all for me, chat. We're gonna go find somebody to raid here. I'm gonna double save just to be extra safe. Because you know how your streamer is. And we're gonna return to the title screen. Let's see. Let's send out a raid. Actually, you know what? I don't raid anybody. Maybe. Let me look and see. Might as well drop you off with somebody. Let's drop you off. Whose house are we dropping you off at? I will drop you guys off with Tabby Bat. We raided Tabby Bat a lot. She's cool. Oh, unable to raid? What? That's weird. It said unable to raid Tabby Bat this time. Let's try Mara, maybe? Alright, well, I guess we're raiding Amara instead. Amara's playing Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. Okay, just like hanging out and talking about conventions, it looks like. But yeah, that's all for me. I thank you all for being here. I'm gonna go sleep because I'm tired. As a reminder, I know my schedule said there was a stream tomorrow. There's actually not a stream tomorrow. I fucking forgot to change my schedule for that. But there will be one Sunday, and we'll be back here, ready to finish this fucking case. I'm determined to finish this case on Sunday. So we will finish this, and we'll wrap up Ace Attorney. And then we'll move on to a new game. We're going to go back to the Ace Attorney series, but, you know, it's sort of one of those games where, you know, I've just gone through all the court cases. I want to take a little bit of a break. Let's play something else. Let's spice it up a little. You know how it is. So that'll be all for me. Thank you all for being here so much. And don't forget to love each other. Be nice. All those good things. Bye!